Hi and welcome back to Bedecked. I am the author stylist Rebecca and Brian, but you can call me Beck. On today's episode we are doing another Bedecked in Beck's Closet challenge for a book called The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I wanted to do this book now because The Hating Game movie is coming out in theaters on December 10th. So I'm really excited to see it. I definitely am going to go see it. I've read this book 2 times now. I really like it, and I know they're going to do a great job with the movie. So before I get to the outfits, for those of you who haven't read The Hating Game, I'm going to tell you a little about it, the main character, who I'm going to be dressing like today, and then we'll get right into it. I first read The Hating Game. I remember I was in Maine on vacation, and I remember I was reading it as an ebook at the time. And I gave it a 4-star on Goodreads, but I didn't leave a text review. So I kind of I wanted to reread it before I did this video so I could jog my memory and what I thought about the book. So I am at the time of recording, I am almost all the way through the audiobook. Now I'm listening to the audiobook on my way to and from my day job in the morning, and I'm enjoying it all over again. I really like the book. It's an enemies to lovers workplace romance. It is very steamy at times, but it has just the right level of heat for me. It has my preferred level of heat. The main characters are Lucy Hutton and Joshua Templeman, and they work at a pretty high up They work at pretty high up positions at a publishing company. A job opportunity comes up that's offered to both of them to be the COO of the company. So they are both qualified and they both hate each other. So the whole book is kind of them navigating that as they are trying to get into this new position and also realizing that they don't hate each other. Actually, it turns out it's the exact opposite. Lucy or Lucinda, as Josh calls her in the book, is pretty much as different from me physically as you can get. She is very small. One of the reasons I gave the book 4 stars, I remember this. I know one of the reasons is I thought the ending was maybe a little too easy. Lucy can be a little crazy sometimes and can be a little clueless about Josh's feelings. But on the other hand, we know what he's thinking and she doesn't. So that's fair. I got over that. The other thing that bugged me at the first time of reading it is that Lucy mentions how tiny she is all the time. It is always top of mind. Everything in the world is working against her because she is so tiny. And at the time, it rubbed me the wrong way, only because how often it was brought up. I mean, I love tiny people, you know. It just felt, it was, at some point it was beginning to feel like a crutch. It's like, oh, I'm tiny, I'm so tiny. But going through the book a second time, I think I was a little more forgiving of the whole situation. Yes, Josh is a little aggressive sometimes, but it actually kind of works with Lucy's personality. They're actually a great fit. Yes, Lucy's tiny and Josh is huge, and that's a hurdle they have to get over. But when you are a lot smaller or a lot taller than everybody else around you, it is top of mind a lot. I mean, I am often the tallest woman wherever I go. So I'm like, all right, I get it. It's fine. You're very tiny. I'm very tall. It's fine. We can all get along. So the second time through the book, that really didn't bother me. So I don't know if I would bump it up to a 5-star this time on Goodreads, but I'm definitely gonna at least leave a review. I'd say 4.5 stars for sure. It's really well rated on Goodreads. So if you're into the enemies lovers kind of thing, or just into like a funny book, a funny romance book, definitely pick it up. Hopefully you read fast because the movie's coming out soon, or maybe you don't mind going to the movie first and then reading the book. But I'm super excited for the movie. I'm going to go see it for sure. So I made a couple. Not only is Lucy tiny, she also is physically different from me in other ways. She has black curly hair and blue eyes. I have brown straight hair and brown eyes. But I curled my hair in Lucy's honor today, and I also went with her signature lip color. Her lip color is called Flamethrower. This happens to be on display from ColourPop. In the story, Lucy stocks up on her favorite color just in case the company ever discontinued it. I probably should have done that with ColourPop because some of my favorite colors I can't find anymore. On display is not my favorite. My favorite red is Ghosted. I don't think they have it anymore. It's a bummer. Anyway, enough babbling. Let's get into the style. The book is good. Go pick it up. If that's your thing, you won't regret it. Let's talk about some of the fashion. There's some great fashion in this book, too. Lucy really likes retro looks. She dresses like a sexy librarian sometimes, and she really likes retro silhouettes. She's tiny. She wears tiny clothes, too. Like, she can get away with short, stuff like that. So I wanted to try to get close to some of the specific looks she got. First look I'm going to try is I'm going to lean into the kind of librarian, sexy librarian kind of look. So let's go in and see what I have for librarian. Librarian chic. All right, so I'm thinking pencil skirt for my librarian look. Yeah, so I believe this is the only pencil skirt I have. So we're going to work with this maroon one from New York & Company that I got a bunch of years ago. So that. There is mention a couple times in the book about Lucy wearing a white blouse. Hers is probably silk, but it was a little sheer. This is what I have to work with. Hopefully it's not too wrinkly. I think I can make it work for this librarian chic look. And if you're going to do librarian chic, you need to have a cardigan. Duh. So, got a cardigan here too. So that's look one. For the shoes, I think I'm doing 4 looks today. I am going to wear the same shoes for each one. Like I said, Lucy's really tiny. She wears heels all the time. So I'm going to grab the closest thing I have to stilettos, basically. Which are these Vince Camuto ones that I love, but hardly ever wear because I am very tall and seldom need to be this fancy. The second look, I wanted to go with something, I wanted to play with the retro style. I don't have a lot of retro I'm kind of envisioning 50s and 60s kind of things, sweetheart neckline, stuff like that. Almost kind of rockabilly. I have, I think, one thing that fits the bill. It's not really in the color, in the pattern I wanted. I really wanted something in like a polka dot or a stripe. But I think the silhouette is dead on, so let me get that. I have this kind of bird print, which actually maybe even more 40s-ish. Definitely retro though, so we will go with that. And it is short, so this will work. I had to do, there's a scene where she is basically trying to come into the office looking like hot shit and tease Josh. So she wears a teeny tiny black dress with fishnets. I don't think I have fishnets, but I do have a tight that might work. We'll see. So here's my short black dress and then some tights to go along with it. I mean, this is a pretty open weave, so it doesn't have the diamond look of the fishnets, but I think it'll still kind of get the same idea across. We'll see. The final look, I really wanted to do the wedding look. There is a wedding scene. Lucy goes to a wedding, and robin's egg blue is a really important color in the book. Without spoiling anything, I could say that. So I really wanted to find a robin's egg blue dress. The only thing I have close to that color is, honestly, I pulled from my dry cleaning pile, and it's not super cute and wedding ready anyway. So I'm just going to fold that back in my dry cleaning pile, and I'm going to go with something closer to royal blue. I'm taking a lot of liberties, but clearly I'm not Lucy Hutton anyway, so we're going to try royal blue instead of the more accurate robin's egg blue. So if I were to wear a blue dress to a wedding, I would wear this one. In fact, I have worn this blue dress to a wedding. So this is the one I will go with today for the blue dress wedding look. I brought in a helper to give me feedback on all my looks today. This is my youngest daughter. So what do you think of look number 1? This is my librarian goes to work kind of look.
No, thank you.
You don't like it? What don't you like about this look?
The whole top.
You don't like the whole top.
And the shoes.
You don't like the shoes. Well, the shoes are going to stay for every single look, so that's a bummer. What don't you like about the shoes?
The pattern.
I don't have many high heels, so it is what it is. All right, let's try on the second look. What do you think of this one?
Doesn't have enough stuff on it, but good.
So I feel like this is probably the most faithful silhouette to Lucy, and it's slightly inappropriate for work, which is probably what she'd go for anyway. Yeah, I love this dress. I love that it's kind of 40s inspired, I think, with the sleeves and the neckline. So maybe even the color. So yeah.
I would like more if you had a necklace on.
That's a good point. Accessorizing would be key. So yes, very good point, daughter of mine. On to the next. I lost my helper. Such is the case when you have kids who get bored easily. Good timing, actually, because now it is the sexy black dress moment. Would this be better with fishnets? The answer is yes. Would this be better with pretty much any solid color pump? The answer is a resounding yes. I think the little black dress Lucy wore in the book was probably a lot littler. Not just size-wise, but even like silhouette-wise. Anyway, this is what I came up with for Lucy's Get Josh to Notice You look. One last look to go. Finally, this is my going to a wedding in a blue dress Lucy look. Again, it's not robin's egg blue. It's more of a royal blue, but I think the spirit of it is still there. I highly recommend going to see The Hating Game when it comes out December 10th. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Bedecked. If there is a specific book you would like me to deck out, whether it's in the closet, in my own closet, online shopping, or in-person shopping, leave your suggestion below or contact me directly and I will see what I can do. Thanks again. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.